So Thailand's newly appointed Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin has vowed to re-ban the recreational use of cannabis, and that was actually a position shared by an earlier popular Prime Minister candidate, Rat, even though he was from, the very progressive Move Forward party. To what extent did you see this re-ban coming?
I mean, we don't expect cannabis to be fully prohibited again. I think what we're expecting is that there will be regulations that will be passed. Because the situation is there are no regulations at the moment. For example, you have products maybe that are sold whether on the black market or in shops where they're not necessarily labeled well. Like people don't know exactly what they're taking. I mean, the prime minister referred to all these shops just like springing up everywhere, and you really do get that sense, just this constant like new, you keep seeing like new shops opening, like, so it makes sense that those new regulations are brought in to manage that better.
As you hinted at, many cannabis shops have cropped up in Thailand, which is heavily reliant on its tourism industry. What are the biggest economic considerations for these regulations?
Tourism is not doing as well. Things are not going as well as the government has hoped, so I think there's definitely an incentive to keep the industry alive to some extent. The fact that you can consume cannabis in certain forms here that you can't elsewhere in the region. So I think that will be an incentive to not to completely squash the industry, but just to regulate it and to manage it better.
So it seems like some sort of regulation is necessary for consumer safety. And as we wait to see the details of the policy, what kinds of things will you be looking out for?
The part of the issue here is that the prime minister is saying that they want to prohibit recreational use, right? But the thing is, how would you make that distinction? Because medical cannabis is used for many different things. It could be something as simple as like just not being able to sleep well. We would hope that the government would take a more evidence-based approach to this. Like if they are concerned with, I mean, please explain what is the concern with recreational use, and if it's dependence, then talk about it, educate people about what those risks are.